My best friend of 20 years stood in the kitchen I had built for him, laughed, and said 3 words. So sue me. He owed me $64,000. 8 months later, I was standing in that same kitchen, except by then it was my kitchen, because there was one clause in our contract he never bothered to read. But let me start from the beginning. I'll go by Marcus here. I'm 41, and I've been a licensed general contractor for 15 years. I learned the trade from my dad, who ran a 2-man crew his whole life and got burned exactly once. A client who vanished owing him a winter's worth of work. After that, Dad had one rule, and he drilled it into me like a lag bolt. Family, friends, strangers, everybody signs. The contract isn't because you don't trust them. It's so you never have to find out. Now meet Trevor. Trevor and I went back 20 years. College roommates, best man at each other's weddings, fantasy football league, the whole package. Trevor worked in finance, made good money, and loved reminding people of it in a way that was just barely a joke. 2 years ago, Trevor bought a rundown 1960s ranch house on a great lot. His plan, full gut renovation, live in it a year, then sell high. And who better to build it than his best friend? "Brother, I don't want some stranger doing this," he told me over wings. "I want you. And obviously we don't need to do the whole formal song and dance. We're family." And there it was. The exact sentence my dad warned me about. I told him I'd love the job, but everybody signs. Trevor rolled his eyes, called me Mr. Paperwork, and skimmed my standard contract in about 90 seconds before signing it on the hood of his car. Remember that? 90 seconds. It matters later. The first months were great. Demo, framing, new roof. I gave him the friend discount, 15% off labor, and he paid the first 2 draws on time. Then the changes started. Let's bump the kitchen out 3 feet. Actually, make the master bath a wet room. My buddy at work has heated floors. Can we do heated floors? Every change order, I wrote up formally. Every time, Trevor waved his hand. Yeah, send it. And signed without reading. The project grew from $180,000 to $260,000. And I have to be honest with you, I wasn't worried. He was my best friend, and the money was clearly there. The first crack showed at the 3rd draw payment. It came 2 weeks late, with a joke instead of an apology. "Bro, you know I'm good for it. What are you gonna do, repo my drywall?" Everyone at poker night laughed. I laughed too. My dad would not have laughed. The 4th draw came a month late. By then we were deep into finish work. Custom cabinets, quartz counters, the heated floors his coworker inspired. And Trevor's tone started to shift. Suddenly he was a critic. The grout lines were off. The paint had texture issues. He'd walk through with his phone out, taking pictures, narrating like a building inspector who'd watched 2 YouTube videos. I should have seen what was coming. You probably already do. I finished the house in 14 months. It was honestly the best work of my career, magazine quality. Final invoice, $64,000. And that's when Trevor sat me down at his new kitchen island, slid my invoice back across the quartz, and said he wouldn't be paying it. "The work's full of defects," he said, tapping his phone full of photos. "Honestly, I should be billing you. I already talked to a lawyer. If you push this, I'll countersue for twice that and tell every guy at the club exactly what kind of work you do. Who do you think they'll believe? A finance VP? Or the contractor? Then came the smile and the 3 words, "So sue me." 20 years of friendship liquidated like a bad stock. I found out later from his own brother-in-law that this had been the plan for months. Trevor had bragged at a barbecue that the friend discount was just the down payment, and that contractors never actually sue. It's too expensive. He was right about one thing. I didn't sue him. I didn't have to. Remember those 90 seconds on the hood of his car? Here's what Trevor signed. My standard contract, the one my dad's lawyer drafted decades ago, and mine has been polishing ever since, has a few unremarkable-looking paragraphs near the end. Clause 14. Any unpaid balance accrues interest at 1.5% per month. Clause 15. The client pays all collection costs, including attorney's fees. And Clause 16, the quiet one, simply preserves every lien right available under state law. So while Trevor was telling poker night that I'd slunk off with my tail between my legs, I was at my lawyer's office doing the most boring revenge imaginable: paperwork. Perfect, certified mail, deadline-proof paperwork. We filed a mechanics lien against the property for the full balance, plus interest, plus costs. For those who don't know, a mechanics lien means you, a contractor who improved a property, has a legal claim attached to the property itself. The house owed me the money now. And a house can't hire a lawyer. Then my lawyer found something beautiful. Trevor's renovation money wasn't savings. He'd financed the flip with a hard money loan. Short-term, brutal interest. The whole plan depended on selling the house fast, and his loan came due in the spring. And here's the thing about a lien. You cannot pass clean title to a buyer until it's paid. Every sale would now hit a wall at closing. One more discovery, and this one made it a pattern. Public records showed 2 prior liens filed against Trevor's previous addresses. 2 other contractors, 2 other defect disputes, both settled for pennies when the contractors ran out of money to fight. Trevor wasn't a friend who burned me. He was a predator with a system, and I was simply the first target who had Clause 16. Spring came. Trevor listed the house, using my photos of my work in the listing, which takes a special kind of nerve. He got a full-price offer in 9 days. I know because his realtor called me very confused, asking about a small title issue. That small title issue detonated his closing. The buyer's title company found the lien, the buyers demanded it be cleared, and Trevor, finally reading our contract, 14 months too late, discovered that the $64,000 had been quietly compounding at 18% a year, plus my legal fees. The payoff figure was now north of $78,000. He called me screaming that I was destroying his sale. I told him the same thing he told me, word for word. So sue me. He tried everything. He threatened the defamation suit. His lawyer dropped it the moment ours produced the inspection report from the city, which had passed every phase of my work, plus a sworn statement from his brother-in-law about the barbecue speech. He tried a panic discount sale. The buyers walked anyway, spooked. And all the while, the calendar did my fighting for me. Because in June, the hard money loan came due. Trevor couldn't sell, couldn't refinance with a lien on title, and couldn't pay. The lender did exactly what hard money lenders do, foreclosed. The house, my best work, his master plan, went to public auction on the courthouse steps. And here is the part I want you to savor. At a foreclosure auction, liens like mine get paid out of the proceeds before the former owner sees a dime. So Trevor was forced to stand by while the sale of his flip paid me every cent: principal, interest, and fees. But I wasn't done, because I showed up to that auction myself. The lien scared off casual bidders. The panic listing history scared off the rest. And I knew the house's true condition better than anyone alive. I'd built it. I bought Trevor's dream flip for 40% under market, with his money. 6 months later, I sold it, using my own listing photos, thank you, and cleared more profit than the friend discount would have ever cost me. Trevor lost the house, the flip profit, his deposit money to the lender's penalties. And once the 2 previous contractors heard about my lien and reopened their own claims, quite a bit more. Last I heard, the guys at his club found out what happened, and finance VP versus contractor didn't play out the way he predicted. Funny how that works. My dad passed a few years before all this, but the day that auction gavel came down, I drove to his old shop, sat on the tailgate, and said it out loud. "Everybody signs, Dad. Everybody signs." So tell me, what would you have done? Eaten the $64,000 to save the friendship, or filed the lien on a man you'd known 20 years? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe, because next time on the Karma Archive, a woman's company gave her promotion to the intern she trained. So she followed the employee handbook exactly as written, and it cost them their biggest client.